is the thing about school events like that.
Sure. Uh, Definitely, it was a unique experience for all the years that we did it. My team never won. My advisory never won. We were never close. That probably is more a reflection of me than it is on them. But just fantastic events. You talked a lot about relationships and connections with Solid Waste Authority and tech, and you truly embodied what servant leadership's about and what community service is about, which is always awesome. Uh, let's go back to Miss Lee for a second. Uh, Early college is a small family. People don't really realize that unless they're in it. Uh, can you talk a little bit more about relationships and the importance of relationships, both during time at early college and beyond?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Quite frankly, I think it's because of the teachers that I had at early college, were probably the biggest reason why I became a teacher myself. Um, this is another story that I just shared in my master's class to a group of colleagues, is the fact that, as I said, I did not want to go to early college when I first arrived. And I remember we were in the old building back when early college was up inside a Tech's building. And my freshman year, I remember walking the halls, and I didn't know anybody, I didn't really want to be there. I was nervous, I was scared. And the first teacher I went to was Mrs. Serbo. And I remember her going over her classroom norms and rules. And one of the very first things that she started talking about was that she had three no words. And I was like, you can't say shut up because it's just not nice. You shouldn't be rude like that. You can't say the R word. You can't say retard or retarded. And then she was like, you can't call things gay. And then she was like, I have gay friends, and that's just, you shouldn't be using it in a negative way. Like, and I, as a, at the time was like in the closet, and for the first time in a school atmosphere, I felt like I was protected. I was seen, and it was just the most bizarre thing to me. I was like, I've never heard a teacher, acknowledge those things. Never heard a teacher say you can't say shut up. I never heard a teacher it was just like it was very powerful for me, and that's something that really stood out for me even after all of these years. And I just took me away. I completely out of body experience. I was like, oh my gosh, did she really just say that? And then continuing on that day, I went to my Avid class. I had Miss Gwen McCoy at the time. Um, He also said, I think she said the same three things. Like she had those three. And I was like, what is happening right now? And I really, especially with Miss McCoy at the time, I had a really great relationship with her. She connected to me on a more of a one-on-one level. I think aside from Miss Lee, she's definitely one of the biggest impact teachers that I had. Um, I had her for first semester and I had her for second semester, and it was just, we had a great relationship. And it was very friend-like. Like I felt like I could really talk to her. I felt like I started opening up about like my personal life. Um, and I was able to just learn all these life skills in this class that just seemed at the time like, okay, this is a chill class. Like we're cutting things out, and there was a project of like the 5 year plan, 5, 10, 15 year plan or whatever. And it was fun, but I was like, okay, I see how this is helping me in a fun way and in a different way. Um, so without those relationships with my teachers, I just felt like I was actually seen. And I think because I felt seen, because I felt cared about, because I felt like I mattered, it really helped give me what I needed at the time, because I have a great relationship with my mom now. Um, but my mom was never she's very cold. It's like if I were to get an A on a test, it would be like, okay, cool, good job. Like, what do you want, a cookie? Like very, and which I respect. It was, but I needed like that praise, that value, or that like, hey, good job, you did great from my teachers. And it really pushed me. Like it was exactly what I needed. Um, so between all of that, it helped me thrive. And so I took all of that and I try to use that in my own classrooms because I know what it's like to feel like you're not seen, and I know that sometimes you do need that praise. I know that you never know what someone is going through, so when you're able to connect with the kids and build those relationships, you're ultimately helping them feel comfortable. Like no one can learn in an environment where they don't feel comfortable, accepted, and loved. And the more of a connection you have with the kids, the more they're going to want to please you and want to do better. Because I was that person. Like I had a great conversation with you. You cared about me. You showed signs that you cared about me. Like, I want to make you happy. Like, I'm going to do whatever I can to make you proud of me. Um, and that's really what everything just snowball effect.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so early college, great experience. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You graduate from early college. What's next?
So I will say one of the biggest things that I talk about whenever I do talk about early college is just how much it helps me financially. Because as a first generation, everything, like my parents born in Peru, um, my no one went to college. Like I grew up very much like upper low class, middle low class, the upper low class, the upper low class, like the end of my senior year. Um, And so all of this was very new to me. And whenever I was, first of all, Avid being able to help you apply to scholarships and apply to colleges and very beneficial. But then because of how many scholarships I received, and I 100% believe I wouldn't have gotten nearly as many, if any, scholarships if I did not go to early college. Because of all the scholarships that I received, I was able to get a full ride to Coastal and get like refund checks because I had so much over. And it was like $6,000 every semester. Um, and I saved all of that money. And so whenever I graduated from college, I used all that money that I saved to put a down payment on the condo that I have. And now, many, many years later, I um, have great credit and everything, and I just bought a new house, like a brand new house, brand new build. No one's lived here before. I have the condo that I'm about to rent out later this week. So like it's just a snowball effect of like I could not be where I am today if it wasn't because of early college. Like it affected me so far beyond just the high school years.
Couldn't say it better. I love that. It's a personal finance guy. Congrats. That's great. Uh, one of those
Yeah,
scholars.
well, listen, your class really put finances in perspective for me. Like I like whenever I became an environmental lobbyist and looking at all these numbers and the data, and I loved like that was a very beneficial class for me. Like I do like I use a little budget sheet and everything, and I'm like, let's see what works. So it's
Thank you
great.
for
Like it
sharing
really
that. It's
works.
always nice to hear. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. Uh, I want to talk about one scholarship in particular, and it's the Pelican Scholarship. What did it mean to you to win that and get recognized there at Pelican Stadium?
It was an honor. I remember I do a lot of what I do not for the praise. I do it because I enjoy it, but it was very much a big honor to be able to be recognized for that. And I think what made it even more memorable was the fact that I was with Steph. We got at the same time, and it was so impactful knowing that we were both Hispanic. Like us Hispanics are like representing and we're making it, we're doing something with ourselves. And it was a really big honor to be like, yeah, I'm here. Like I'm representing my Latin community in a way. And it was even better having her beside me, like, yeah, we are representing like possibilities that can be achieved.
That's great. I think Bruce Del Canton, who the scholarship's named after, I think you and Steph both kind of embody what he envisioned when they set that foundation up. So just truly awesome with that. Make sure you tell Steph to make sure to get in contact with me
I
so we
will.
can sit down and talk too. Uh, all right, so you go to Coastal. Things are great at Coastal. I'm sure you're super engaged there. What's after Coastal?
So after Coastal, COVID happened. I it was a little upsetting just because I didn't get to walk the stage. Um, and like I said, I'm first generation, so that was a little bit of a knockdown. But we did a little party at my mom's. My dad came in town. It was very special. I got a job with Horry County Schools. Um, and I got my condo, and now I'm at Ocean Bay Middle School as a sixth grade math and science teacher. Um, I'm continuing my education. I'm working on my master's degree. I uh, find various opportunities to gain like certifications because I definitely am a firm believer of being a man of many traits. So I have my yoga certification. I'm getting my 500 hours for yoga as well. I uh, have a B certification just because why not? I have Master Rain Gardener. Like I still continue to try to do things that help me in my knowledge of environmentalism. Um, I do a variety of different after school activities like drama club, science club. We don't have recycling club. It's our science club is like a recycling club. I do ASL club, American Sign Language. Um, I did start like a clothes closet at my school because we didn't have one. Um, and I also work at this place called Boredom. Like I just try to do lots of little things because I like to stay busy. I always have been that way, I guess. And there's a saying, I can sleep when I'm dead, like I can rest when I'm dead. Like I'm gonna work and I'm gonna have fun and I try to go out and still do, I don't do as much community service as I did in high school. I think that comes with just the workload. Um, but I still go out to the beach. I try to go at least once a month, go